How did the Russia-Ukraine crisis begin? The dose of the crisis on the Ukrainian border, triggered by Russia's acceleration of its military buildup, is increasing day by day. The US and its Western allies are sending harsh messages to the Moscow administration against a possible invasion. So what is at the root of the high blood pressure in the region? In fact, the beginning of the crisis dates back to 2013. Viktor Yanukovych, who came to power in Ukraine, suspended the EU association agreement in 2013. With this step, he aimed to prevent his country from turning to the West. However, the decision brought with it internal turmoil. Pro-Western supporters protested Viktor Yanukovych for months. With the Russian supporters taking to the squares, the door to chaos was opened. When the events quickly got out of control, Viktor Yanukovych fled to Russia. Meanwhile, the tension spread to Crimea and Donbas. Shortly after, a referendum decision was taken to ensure the annexation of Crimea to Russia. After the controversial referendum on March 16, 2014, in which Tatars and Ukrainians as indigenous peoples did not participate, Crimea was annexed illegally by Russia. On the one hand, pro-Russian separatists declared their so-called states in cities in eastern Ukraine. The illegal rule of pro-Russians in the Donbas region has been going on for about 7 years. In 2014, two so-called Donetsk People's Republic and Lugansk People's Republic were established in the said regions. Even though the Moscow administration refused, Russian military vehicles and heavy weapons entered Donbas. In the end, a front line was formed between the two regions under the control of pro-Russian separatists and the region under the control of the Kiev army. In the past 7 years, there have been clashes on the line of contact from time to time, and there have been casualties on both sides. So what is the cause of the current crisis? With the Normandy Quadruple Summit held in Paris in 2019, a full ceasefire was decided. However, after this summit, conflicts flared up again. For the solution of the crisis, a tripartite contact group consisting of Russia, Ukraine and the European Security Organization was established. As of July 27, 2020, a comprehensive ceasefire was decided. It continued until 2021 despite minor crises. But the Russian army's concentration of troops on the Ukrainian border made it inevitable that the West's support for Ukraine would increase even more. According to the Ukrainian intelligence agency, the Moscow administration is preparing a new attack. In the statement of Kirill Budanov, head of the intelligence department of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, according to the information held by our American partners, more than 92,000 Russian soldiers are on the borders of Ukraine. They are preparing for a large-scale attack at the end of January or the beginning of February. There will be attacks from the air and from the ground. Attacks from the air and land will be organized. Tank attacks are also planned. Air and ground-assisted landing operations will be organized in the cities of Odessa and Mariupol. Now let's come to the Russian side. Russian President Vladimir Putin argues that Western countries are making maneuvers in the Black Sea by supplying Kiev with modern weapons. The US, on the other hand, expresses its support for Ukraine at every opportunity. Why is the Donbas that everyone is talking about important? In fact, the region in question is known as the heart of Ukraine, because it is seen as the fourth largest mineral reserves in Europe with its large reserves up to the Russian border. So it is vital for the Ukrainian economy. Now there is only one question in mind. Has Russia attempted a reoccupation? Some experts are of the opinion that the possibility of a war in the region is low. They interpret Moscow's steps as a show of strength. According to some experts, the only way to end the war in Donbas is for Ukraine to become a member of NATO. It remains unclear how Russia will respond to such a move. So what do you think about the latest situation?